Scotty Schemmel from Sports Realm, joined here today with Max DeCoux and Severin Mull, my usual co-host. And today we have a special guest, Tommy Raggio, joining us. What's up, Tommy? How you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Thank you for joining, bro. We wanted you on the show for a long time, but we appreciate you
Yeah.
being on here. All right,
Coming
so
all the way from my dorm room. But,
yeah, right. No, yeah, from UNC Chapel Hill. But so we got NBA playoff predictions. 2023 playoffs. We're had play-in tournament games already, and we're heading into the playoffs soon. So let's take a look at the playoff bracket that we have here. So let's start in the West. So we saw the Lakers win last night. It was a close game. I actually had Minnesota in that game. But
they should have had it.
They really should have had it. And imagine if they didn't have players out for various reasons, like we saw. But
yeah, Rudy Gobert.
Yeah, I feel like it would have been a little different game. But tonight we have OKC versus the Pelicans, and I'll go ahead and let Tommy start with this one. There, yeah, he's showing the OKC in the back. Tommy, start us off here.
All right, so I'm gonna try to be as unbiased of a fan as I possibly can.
Mm-hmm.
I do think that tonight is going to be a bit of an uphill battle for us.
Mm-hmm.
New Orleans has been cooking recently. They kind of fell off a little bit for a while. They were struggling with Zion out. Brandon Ingram's kind of been carrying them as of late. Told them all the way from outside of the play-in, and could have potentially got them up into the playoffs without even needing the play-in if it wasn't for the last couple of games.
Mm-hmm.
But I think a big focus for OKC tonight is, well, as it is for OKC almost every night, is just rebounding. That's our biggest issue.
Mm-hmm.
We don't really have big bodies. We play a lot of small ball. Obviously, Chet hasn't played at all this season. We traded Mike Muscala to the Boston Celtics earlier in this season. So we don't really have size. So somebody like Jonas Valanciunas is kind of scary. If he does get going, he might be killing us on the offensive glass. So that's really what I'm looking at. Oklahoma City is usually pretty good about not turning the ball over too much.
Mm-hmm.
So I just think that our biggest issue is going to be rebounding. And if we can, get those defensive rebounds, secure those stops, then it's a very winnable game for us.
Yeah. All right. Well, Severin, what do you think about that?
I'm gonna just roll with
I think it's winnable
player in the play-in. So the fact the Thunder's lack of size is definitely concerning. But I mean, I'm just gonna roll with Shea's the best player in the game, and I'm just gonna hope he shows out in the play-in.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. What do you think, Max?
Yeah, I was thinking along the lines of Severin, where Shea is the best player in the series. He just needs to take over and do what they need him to do. And if he can do that, then I think they should be able to cruise past the Pelicans pretty easily.
And then you say he's gonna start his GOAT career, start his GOAT last night, or?
Well, that was under the assumption that LeBron was going to lose, and then I had him take.
Okay.
But
I think there's two factors to consider here. I think the Pelicans have more experience in this type of game than OKC does. So that should help them a lot. And then also there's just a deeper team. Like obviously Shea's the best player, but the Pelicans are a lot deeper. So I think that'll be a factor. I mean, I'm not saying I think it is winnable for OKC, but I think those will be the two factors to the Pelicans winning tonight if they do. So then the next game for that, we can move into the East play. And so we had Miami. They lost last night. So what do you guys think about that?
Me personally, I would have put all my money on Miami winning that game beforehand.
Because everyone hyped up Jimmy Butler saying, because Jimmy Butler said this, said that, like he's not going to lose that game.
Based off last year's playoffs,
yeah,
got waxed, but it was not looking good. It was not a strong showing for them.
Yeah.
At any point in the game, Kyle Lowry had himself a nice game, but nobody else really could. The offense was struggling. by everybody other than Kyle Lowry. Jimmy Butler tried. He didn't have a very efficient night, and Bam was nowhere to be found. Clint Capella dogged him in the paint that whole game, and it was just rough.
Yeah, it's a rough one. Well, let's see. So they're gonna be the Hawks will be playing Boston, and then we know
Brooms.
Severin staying Brooms in 4.
I can agree with on Brooms.
No question.
What do we think of Tom Brooms? Honestly,
Yeah.
as much
I would
as
honestly say that it's probably only going to go.
as much as I want to agree and like just have a different opinion, like it's just I agree. Like there's
I could see it going 5.
Yeah,
Stop
Trey
it.
could have some type of 2020 masterclass.
I'm saying he could.
But like he could have that, and they could still lose.
Like I don't think so, but it could happen. It could happen.
2020 on what 7 to 25, bro. Like
Trae Young has a 2020 masterclass, but like then Tatum and Brown combined for 80, and it's like what?
That'll be a rough one. All right. Well, let's stay in the East. Then we'll have Brooklyn versus the 76ers.
Well, what about the other play-ins?
Okay, yeah, we can look at the other play-in. All right. Let's look at the other play-in. The other 9 versus 10 tonight. We got the Bulls versus the Raptors. So what are we thinking?
I mean, the Raptors, they've just been there before. I mean, they're not the same team at all, but they have Pascal Siakam, Fred VanVleet. They have something to show for it. Whereas the Bulls, they don't have anybody that's been through what the Siakam and VanVleet have. So I think Siakam's the best player in that game, and I'm going to take the Raptors.
Yeah, what are you thinking, Max?
Yeah, I'm taking the Raptors in this too. Seen a bunch of talk online about how the Raptors are about to run their revenge tour through the playoffs and take out DeMar and Kyle Lowry.
That would be crazy. Tommy, what do you think?
Honestly, I'm thinking the Bulls might be able to have this one.
Honestly, that's what I was thinking. I don't know.
Zach LaVine, he's been a new man as of 2023. He's been putting up some great stats. The Bulls have been a top defense for the second half of the year. They got players like Alex Caruso.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I saw a stat somewhere he averages he accounts for like over 30-something% of their steals as a team. He is just a monster defensively.
Yeah.
And then also DeMar DeRozan,
that's what Tommy.
You can't really count him out.
Bro, I was literally about to go into that. I was going to say DeMar is returning to Toronto to wreak havoc tonight. That's all I got to say. Yeah. And he's I think with him, with that mentality, who knows? I don't know.
I definitely think that this game is a toss-up. But I think I lean more Chicago.
Yeah, I would agree on that. All right, well, now that we got all the play-ins done, let's continue on the East side. So we're talking about the Nets and the 76ers. I got the 76ers, I think.
There's no other way to go about it.
Yeah, I mean, we know what the Nets did with their roster, so yeah, they're not playing it for now.
Yeah, Embiid is going to kill. And
yeah, I was gonna say, I bet Tommy Max, you guys agree on that one.
Yeah. Nick Claxton is a great defender, but he's not enough. And Mikal Bridges is amazing. I'm glad to see
he's great
since he got to the Nets, but that's
no chance for like not for now, Like
right.
So
I mean, I could see Mikal like going crazy one game, getting them one, but overall, I think it's Philly and 5.
Yeah, 4 or 5.
And Nick Claxton is just too small.
Yeah,
he's a great defender, but he can't contain Joel Embiid.
Yeah. Okay, well let's stay with the East here. And then for the 4 and 5 game, we have the Knicks versus the Cavs. Sev, what are you thinking here?
I'm wrong with Cleveland. Like the Knicks, last time we saw them in the playoffs was against Atlanta. I don't think I've said this before. I said this last time. I don't think Julius Randle has it. I think he's a lot better this year than he was 2 years ago when he just had an outstanding year of shooting step back 3-pointers. He can actually he's using his body more now. He's more physical, but you have Evan Mobley and Jared Allen to just neutralize that. And Donovan Mitchell is the best player in that series as well. So I just think Cleveland is well equipped to guard what New York can do.
Yeah.
And then Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland they're going to eat and pick and rolls all day. So I have Cleveland.
Yeah, Cleveland. How many games?
I say 5, like Atlanta.
5? Okay. Yeah, I think it'll be a little closer than that, but it might be. It
could be
5.
6. I'm not
Yeah.
firm, but if I had to guess, I'd go 5.
I'm thinking if I had to make a guess here, I'd say Cleveland and probably 6, but maybe even 7. Honestly, I think it's just going to be an exciting series. I mean, Donovan Mitchell versus Jalen Brunson, kind of. I don't know. I just think it's going to be good to see, and I think I'll be enjoying that entire series. So, I would say it's kind of a toss-up, but I got the Cavs either way. Cavs and 6 would be my final prediction for that. What do you think, Max?
I don't know if I think it's going to go 6. I think the Knicks just have I don't think they match up well at all with the Cavs. I think that it's going to be a wash. I'm going to say Cavs in 5 because I think the Knicks can get a game, but I have no faith in the Knicks in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And
I don't know. They could bring some energy to MSG. They could.
They can. They have potential to win games, but they definitely don't have potential to win a series. And I think the Cavs are just going to run away with it.
I don't know if I would go that far to say that they don't have potential to win the series.
Exactly. I'm saying, Tom, I think they do.
I think that it really – well, first of all, we don't really know what's going on with Julius Randle, I don't think. Has there been any updates? Because I know he missed the last few games of the season with some kind of injury. But assuming that he's back and ready by the time the series starts, I'm going to say that I agree more with what Scotty's saying, that it probably will go 6 games. I could definitely see it going 7. I would take Cleveland in the series, mostly just because their top 4 players are just so much better than New York's top. Like, New York has Brunson and Randall, but, like, past that, their best players don't match up with the Cavs.
RJ, sorry.
Yeah, RJ, you just don't really know what you're going to get from him. You can't really count on him to give you too much. You know, you kind of count on him to give you maybe like 20 a game on mediocre efficiency. But, you know, the only thing that the Knicks really have in the series is depth in terms of like bench depth. I think that they outclass the Cavs. They have I would say the favorite for 6th man of the year in Emmanuel Quickly. Definitely a top 3 candidate at the very least, but you know, I see Severin over there. He probably wants to go to Brogdon, but you know, it does matter in the playoffs, but I don't think it matters as much as having like the top heavy, like the closing lineup of like, Garland, Mitchell, Okoro, probably Mobley, Jared Allen, like. That's better than any lineup that the Knicks can roll out. So it would just take a lot for them to actually pull the series out.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. But yeah, I agree though, Tommy. Like we'll see how this goes, but I think it's just going to be exciting either way. So definitely enjoy that series. So let's move on to
a grinded out series.
Oh no, it is. It will be for sure. And we'll have updates about all that on Sports Realm. But let's move on. Bucks versus either the Raptors who are they? Oh, yeah, they'll be playing either the Raptors, the Bulls, or the Heat.
It really doesn't matter.
So, I don't think it matters here.
They're the best team in the NBA. They're not losing the series.
Whoa.
Yeah,
they're gonna win the series.
Record-wise, they're the best team in the NBA.
Okay, they have the best record in the league. Yes.
Yeah,
they are winning the series.
Yes, they're winning the series. But yeah, the best team in the NBA is on the other side. But we'll talk about. We'll get there in a minute.
Of the Eastern Conference bracket for sure.
Yeah, no. They're not okay. So, anyways, but yeah, I think we all agree though. Milwaukee probably sweep. I think that's a consensus here. So let's move down back to the West.
I say I'm more confident Jimmy getting a game. I give the Heat 5. They got
actually no. I agree. If I would give like playoff Jimmy. I give him a game as long as he doesn't do it.
Jimmy could definitely get a game.
Yeah, definitely.
It's also dependent on what's going on with Chris Middleton because I'm pretty sure he got injured again. So I'm not sure if he's even going to be ready to play or not. But I mean, he has been kind of not very good for them this season.
Yeah.
At least not to his usual standards. Like their second best player has definitely been Drew Holiday, and even Brook Lopez has stepped up and could potentially win Defensive Player of the Year this year. So I guess we'll just see what goes on with that. But yeah, I don't think the Raptors or Chicago, if it's either of them, definitely a sweep. I would say Miami, I could see them getting a game.
Yeah. I could definitely see that. That's a good point, Sev and Tom. But all right, so I mean that's it for the East. That's all our first round predictions for the East. So let's move on to the West, and we'll start with the Lakers versus the Grizzlies. That's going to be a very interesting series. What are you guys thinking here?
Memphis in 3. Memphis in 3. No, and I'm not saying that, but I say 5 or 6. I'm going with Memphis. I think the Lakers they've been red hot, but like it's the end of the season where like a lot of the teams that they're playing aren't trying.
Yeah.
So I think it's definitely like over hyped, but I mean I think Memphis is still a much better team, and I think they're gonna win the series.
Yeah. I could see that. What would you say? Oh, so you said Memphis and how many? 5?
5 or 6. 5 or 6.
Okay. Interesting. Max, what are you thinking?
I was about to say Memphis in 7, but then I realized it's LeBron, and you can't bet against LeBron in Game 7. So I'm gonna have to say Memphis in 6.
Yeah.
But because I have Memphis winning, I was gonna say 7 because I thought the Lakers could maybe they could put up that fight. But if it goes to 7, I'm gonna have to take the Lakers. So I'm gonna say Memphis and get it done in 6.
Yep. What do you think of Tom? It's an interesting one.
You know,
because I look like Tom wants to say Lakers. I look like he really.
I do want to say Lakers, but it's like Severin just said, it's hard to look at the last. They won 9 of their last 11 regular season games.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to look at that as like at face value because so many teams around the NBA are like rolling out G League lineups in the last 10 games or so.
Yeah, really G League teams are out.
But I do want to say Lakers, mostly because Steven Adams is out for the playoffs, and that leaves and so is Brandon Clark.
Yeah,
that leaves Jaren Jackson pretty much all alone with Anthony Davis. Jaren Jackson already has foul problems, so having to guard Anthony Davis, he's not going to be able to stay in games. So he is very valuable for them, but he's valuable when he's on the court. He can't do anything if he has 5 fouls with a whole quarter left and they have to go sit him, and then Anthony Davis can dominate. I think, honestly, I could see very similar things to what we just saw in the play-in game with Karl Anthony Towns being in foul trouble and it allowing the Lakers to stay in the game and even come back and win with Jaren Jackson and the Memphis Grizzlies. So I would say I'm going to take Lakers in. I'm going to say Lakers in 6.
Yeah, that's an interesting one, Tom. Because I'm gonna say Lakers in 7 because I want to. Because listen, if they win this, like they're getting slumped next round anyways. But what I'm saying about this is that like the reason that they can win is because of what Max says. Going back to what Max said, if it's in 7, which I think it will be, then it's gonna be the Lakers because LeBron. But I just think Anthony Davis is gonna be kind of a tough matchup. But we'll see how that plays out because it could go either way. But I'm going to take Lakers in 7. So, yeah, let's move on to the 6 versus 3 matchup, Golden State versus Sacramento. Severin, start us out here.
I think the Warriors, they're just going to have a game where they have like 20 turnovers. So I'll give the Kings 1, but I'll take the Warriors in 5 because there's just not a chance that the Kings are going to be able to get stops in the games against that offense. What Curry is. So, I mean, Clay's just going to have a game where he puts them away. Curry going to be consistent all series. So, I don't think anybody believes the Kings have a chance, and rightfully so. They don't. So, unless Wiggins can't play at all or they have another injury, but I'm taking the Warriors.
Got you. Max?
Yeah, no, barring all health issues, I think that the Warriors are going to take it easily. for the sake of them making the playoffs for the first time in forever, I hope they can light the beam at least once. I want them to be. I hope they could light the beam at least once.
Playoff beam.
I'd be surprised if they get any more than that one.
Yeah. I mean, if they're going to get a win, too, it'll be at home. So,
yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So, we'll see. Because, I mean, we know how the Warriors' away record is. So, other than that, I think that Warriors team is incredible. So, we'll see how that plays out. Tom? What are we thinking here?
Honestly.
Tom, what are you thinking here, man?
What? Kings in 7. Okay.
No, let me hear. Let me hear. Let me hear.
Right. The Warriors have been one of the worst road teams all season long. They do not have home court advantage in this series, and they won't have it in any of their series. I know Wiggins is coming back, and they've been without him for a while, but even with Wiggins early in the season, they were still having the same issues. They were about a 500 team, I believe, when Wiggins left, maybe a little bit under 500. If anything, they've been better without Wiggins. Not saying that they are a better team without Andrew Wiggins. That'd be dumb to say. Obviously, they are a better team with Andrew Wiggins. Their starting lineup has been fantastic. It's been, I think, the best lineup in basketball.
Is he coming back? He's coming back, right, for the playoffs?
I believe so.
But wait. Imagine, though, playoff Wiggins.
Listen, Andrew Wiggins
everything, bro.
He went crazy. He went crazy last year. He was there.
I mean, it's coming back with vengeance, bro.
But I just don't know if I can count on the Warriors winning a road game.
You can count on them beating Steph and Curry, though. Like, De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis are going to put away Curry and Clay. I just can't buy it.
For that reason, I can't buy it either. But I do understand what you're saying about the road losses because that should really concern Warriors fans. But we'll talk to our friend Sam Stewart about that in a later episode and see how he's feeling. But yeah, so I'm gonna say I kind of said it, but I'm gonna think Warriors in I don't even know how many games. Tom, what'd you say?
I said Kings in 7.
Kings in 7. Yeah.
I just think they'll win all of their games at home.
I'm gonna take Warriors and probably Warriors in 5, maybe 6. I don't know. That's what I would say. All right, so now we're going on to the big Clippers fan here. Max, I want to hear what you got. 4 versus 5. You're going against the best team in the world right now. So how you feeling, man? How you feeling?
Shoot. I'm not gonna lie. As a Clippers fan, I am intimidated by this team. I would be significantly less intimidated by this team if there was a timetable on Paul George's return. But Paul George is still out with no timetable for his return. And going at that team, having to lock up KD, Book, and Chris Paul and all them guys without both PG and Kawhi playing, it's going to be rough. We're going to have some serious defensive struggles. And then it's like if Kawhi has an off night, we absolutely stand no chance in any of these games. Hopefully, playoff Kawhi should show up for all these games, which PG's definitely won't be back for the start of the series, but there's hope for him coming back at the end of the series. So if Kawhi can solo himself and grab a game before things get really ugly, then we definitely stand a chance in the series. But I don't think we stand much of a chance without PG and Kawhi playing.
So what would you say, if you had to guess a series? You don't have to if you don't want to. I know it's your team.
Sure. If PG doesn't come back, Suns in 5 or 6. If PG comes back, Clippers in 7.
Okay. All right, Sev.
Yeah, I'll go Suns in 6. If Kawhi every time Kawhi stays healthy in the playoffs outside of the bubble, he's just been otherworldly.
Yeah.
So I have to assume him and KD will be very close for who's the best player in the series.
Jersey on right there.
Kawhi hasn't shown any of that in the regular season lately, but again, when the playoffs come, I'm afraid of Kawhi Leonard. But
yeah,
you have Chris Paul, Devin Booker and KD versus Kawhi, and he doesn't have his partner. So I'll go Phoenix in 6.
Yeah, Tommy. What are we thinking?
I also agree with Max. I think it's heavily dependent on when Paul George comes back or if he does at all.
That's the key to the series. There's no doubt.
I also think, my guy Russell Westbrook could be an X factor in the series. We've seen him have some pretty good games as a Clipper. Not saying that I'm counting on explosions from him, but if he could give them at least one game of this vintage Russ, that could really help them.
Yeah.
Help them steal one. But with the uncertainty of Paul George and if he comes back or not, I would probably also say like the Suns in 6.
Okay, got it. Yeah, like for that reason, I would say Suns in 6 because I mean I think they'll like get one here and there, but Suns in 6 is my guess.
Suns in 6 for the person that just declared them to be the best team in the world.
Well, yeah, I said 6 because maybe Westbrook will do a little old. Probably not. I mean, honestly, probably Suns in 5, but I mean, they are the best team in the world, Max. I'm just saying, Kawhi is incredible. Playoff Kawhi.
The Suns going to win the championship.
Yeah.
Can you call that right? Okay.
Yeah, they're going to win the championship. Yeah, they are. So, all right. So then, I mean, listen, that's a scary team. You guys can't deny it. That team is just like different right now. They're
scarier teams, but they are scary.
I don't know if they're scarier teams on paper. I don't know. We'll see. Nah, you're about to say the Celtics. All right. Anyways,
The Bucks are scarier as well.
No, the Bucks. Okay, the Bucks are good, but like, the Bucks will give them a run. I mean, I throw.
So they're not getting there, but yeah, the Bucks would give them a run if they happen to play them in the finals. Yeah.
All right, so moving on to the 1 seed versus the 8, we got the Denver Nuggets. I'm taking them in a sweep. What are you guys thinking here?
I would agree. I mean, the Jokic is finally going to come in like he has some sort of help. So I mean, I think they're going to be anxious to show that they're not the first round exit that they were last year.
Mm-hmm.
And I
mean, they have to show
their
that.
offense.
Like, they have to anyway. So.
The amount of things that Jokic can do to those teams, they're not going to have a chance to contain him. I mean, Minnesota will have Gobert, but then you're going to put Towns in actions with Murray, and I'm taking Denver. So.
Yeah. It's going to get a little rough. Max?
Yeah, none of the teams that have a chance of playing the Nuggets have a chance of derailing the Jokic train. He's gonna just roll over them.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun to watch though, as a fan. Tom, what are you thinking?
Well, it won't be fun for me to watch if the Thunder.
No, it won't. No. Okay, yeah, you might hate it, but
I also do think that the Nuggets are going to steamroll whoever ends up in that spot. I could see maybe like Minnesota taking a game. Just for the bias purposes, I would like the Thunder to take a game if we made it there. That'd be cool. But I think the team that has the best shot would be Minnesota, just because of their size. But what Severin said is also true. I mean, running their like 2 big lineups, they're going to be put in like pick and rolls with Jamal Murray, and it's just not going to be pretty. But also, you have to watch for people putting Jokic in pick and rolls. That's probably not going to be that big of an issue in the first round for them. But when they get later in the playoffs, second round, maybe facing against potentially a Phoenix team.
Maybe De'Aaron Fox in the conference finals.
Yeah. All right. Well, should we make predictions real quick about the whole finals, or should we save it for later? What are you guys thinking? I already made mine. I already said it.
We could save it. I mean, I don't think mine is a surprise.
Okay, we'll save it. We'll save it. Just watch. Just have notifications on future videos. You're gonna see our predictions here. But yeah, thank you guys for joining us. Thanks, Tom, for joining us today. We appreciate your input. And just stay tuned, like, subscribe, all that. Max?
Or Tom out.